Nick, Halstead, we're well and truly into the off season. About a month ago now since the final round. Has that gone quick since then, or are you missing it?
Always missing it. Yeah, it's such a rush, and it always goes so quickly. 10 rounds, 30 races. It seemed like when it's every 2 weeks, it's packed in there, but you kind of get. So when it's then suddenly stops and nothing's going on. So they always have a few end of season things to do. So it's not like it's always completely dead. And that's why you find me here.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, for your final weekend in the touring cars at Brands, you had a very nice idea of having all the names on the side and the front and all over the car. It's stuff like that fans love, isn't it, in touring cars? And it's a great sort of celebration at the end of a real roller coaster of a season for both you and the team.
Yeah, it was lovely to, after 3 years of doing touring cars, to real payback to the fans. So it was proper special. It attracted obviously a huge amount of attention, and enjoyed doing it for everyone.
Surely, obviously, you've learnt a lot over your time in touring cars. For any driver, I think it's a fantastic experience racing in this championship. But surely, 2025 has been one of the most challenging, but also rewarding, I guess, in a sense, because there's been so many ups and downs for you guys with the fire and the change of car. It's all happened, doesn't it?
Yeah, obviously adversity and all the rest of it, and it was amazing to see what the team brought together. But me and Mikey as drivers, we do only really care about results in the end. It's nice to be applauded for the efforts, and the team put in vast efforts, especially the first weekend, to try and get that car. And I think we had the fastest Cupra out there once we wrapped our head around it, but it still meant that we weren't getting the results that we were hoping. And for me in particular, I came out of Croft in the Astra really happy, because it's such a tough circuit, and I did way so much better than I'd ever done, and that was like one of the hardest circuits for me in previous seasons in the Hyundai. And so I was like, we're really making real progress to be pushing more like mid-pack kind of racing for in the Astra, and then for this to reset everything was a real blow for me and Mikey, because obviously for Mikey, he was fighting top 4, wasn't he, consistently every round. His qualifying was getting him up there, so that was a blow. But we weren't going to give up, and as I say, we enjoyed the challenge and the support we got for it. But I think we would have swapped it for the results, though.
Yeah, that makes sense. So in your time in touring cars, obviously you've worked hard, as all the drivers have, on track to get results, but also something that you've personally done is put in a lot of effort with the media side of things with touring cars, promoting it and building the championship. What's that sort of been like as a challenge over the last few years with helping build this championship and its following with fans and exposure and things like that?
Yeah, it just comes naturally to me, being a founder of quite a few tech firms. When I came into touring cars, I just wanted to help out, and luckily the championship was supportive. Alan was been very supportive over especially the first couple of years, where I made a lot of big changes around bringing in qualifying on YouTube and opening up the sort of videography and other things that then allowed to be on social. So that was unfortunately this year, because of my commitments with work, I've not been able to do as much. I've done still a lot personally with Razor and the fans. I just haven't been able to help because it's. I don't think people realise how much went on in the background to achieve some of those things. They don't. Even Crazy Karts doesn't just happen on the weekend. It's weeks and weeks of preparation each time. So, and the same was for me dealing with ITV and all the media stuff. But it was very, in the end, it's rewarding, isn't it? You put effort in, you get out, you get results from it. You put, so that's what I enjoyed, because I put the effort in, and it did actually make a real difference to the championship. Yeah,
for sure, and I think it goes hand in hand nicely with motorsport as a whole. I think it's becoming more and more popular, Formula One being a big reason for that. So I'd like to think, and you'd agree, that the championship will be able to continue building, and what do you think it can do to get to that real top level of fan bases within motorsport?
Well, I think F1 still has a trickle down effect. I think I enjoyed hearing what the changes for qualifying for next year. I think that's a really positive step with the qualifying race, because that will bring more fans in on the Saturday. And they're obviously adopting more and more my model of, more and more influencers are being invited along, and they are building awareness. I still think the championship could still do with more investment, outside investment, because let's face it, that's what's changed the face of other big series in the US I've seen. So what I do hope at some point it will attract the interest enough to bring in, let's face it, we want manufacturers back, and we want the grids to get back up to the sort of 30 plus kind of cars. So I think it will be, let's face it, touring cars has gone down as low as 10 cars in the last 20 odd years. So it's ebbs and flows, but I think it is there is obviously a new age group that have now got back into racing. So I think that'll only grow.
For sure. Well, Nick, thank you very much for the insights as always. Best of luck in your future plans away from the BTCC, and thank you very much over the last few years for the support of the championship, but also personally me with my work as well. So thank you very much.
Right, thank you. Cheers.